So, continuing my advice for men in their 20s, in today's part four, we're going to talk about two key topics that I think are probably more important than any other, which is motivation and discipline. So, the first one being motivation is always staying hungry, always fighting for more, always fighting to strive for something better. Motivation is going to be key for you, especially when you're younger, because that's what's going to leapfrog you kind of above your peers and to get you into, say, more successful positions in your relationships, in your work setting, monetarily. Just everything you do is going to depend on how motivated you are and how hungry you are to go out and get what you want. I was fortunate growing up on a farm and working with my father. He was a highly motivated individual and still is to this day. My mother, it was the same exact thing. She was a college professor, and I saw it firsthand, the motivation to be more educated, getting her PhD, and just all the steps she took to always be learning and always be growing. There was a lot of motivation, and heck, my sister is probably the most motivated and disciplined person I know on this planet. So I was always trying to just strive to be as good as I could be in her shadow, and she set the bar very high, but it was very good for me having that level of competition. So, in terms of motivation, for me, what I do to stay motivated is I always try to be busy. I always try to have a task. I'm always trying to learn something new or to run head first into challenges. So, you want to challenge yourself. You always need to be learning and growing. And heck, you're doing it right now by watching this video. It doesn't necessarily have to be physical motivation. The mental is just as important. You're on the best resource that I know of for it, which is YouTube. You can always be seeking knowledge. You can always be seeking information on here that will help you learn, help you grow. And that's a huge part of staying motivated, is challenging yourself to seek out things that you don't know. So, in terms of motivation, what is a good strategy to keep you motivated? And I would highly suggest just get yourself a pad and pen and create a daily routine. Lists are your friends. So it can be as simple as a grocery list or task you need to accomplish, because if you do that on a day in and day out basis, you're going to get to the point to where it's going to become a routine for you. And that motivation will really kind of feed itself. And the little secret about a list too is, as you go throughout your day and you start checking those off at the end of the day, you're going to see what that motivation got you, and you're going to get a real good sense of fulfillment off checking off all those to-dos on that list. So I would say that is probably the best way to stay motivated, is by making lists, challenging yourself and completing them. Don't overwhelm yourself. You don't have to accomplish everything every day, but that motivation and those lists are going to help you, because if I haven't said it before, I'll say it now. Everything is a micro win. You stack enough of those little wins every day on top of each other, at the end of the day, you're going to have a big win. And that is key for motivation. So I would say, obviously, motivation is huge, but also you need to dovetail that, and it intertwines with discipline. Discipline is going to set you apart from the crowd. So if everything you do, you stay disciplined and you keep the same standard for everything you do, and you keep the highest standards without taking shortcuts and doing everything the right way, that is going to set you apart from the crowd. So little strategies in terms of discipline I could suggest is cleanliness. You know, if you're living in an apartment, or if you're still living at home, you know, your bedroom or any part of living, say, with your folks or anybody else, is don't leave the dishes in the sink overnight. Always keep a clean sink, you know. Put the towel back where it's supposed to be. Don't leave the clothes on the floor, you know. If you do laundry every Wednesday and Saturday, for example, keep that discipline, because that routine then is going to again become muscle memory for you. And it might seem insane at first to you, but over time, that routine is going to be commonplace. You know, I told a former coworker that was dealing with some weight issues, he saw how I ate and how healthy I ate, and he thought I was absolutely off my rocker. But what I tried to explain to him was, after time, it was never easy at first, but I stayed so disciplined that it became my norm. It became my routine, to the point to where if I ate unhealthy, it was a complete shock to my psyche and my systems. So the discipline is going to be huge, because I see it all too often nowadays with some of my coworkers that are in their 20s, is they lack discipline, you know, showing up on time for work or calling out, you know. It's okay to do it every once in a while if there's a real good reason, but after a while it becomes the norm, and that lack of discipline is going to hurt them, because ultimately your significant other, your family, your boss is going to see that lack of discipline, and then subconsciously they're going to know that you're not reliable, you're not dependable. And if you are reliable and dependable, that's going to get you a lot further in life and a lot more places quicker, you know, to that path of success that I'm trying to train you to get to as early as possible. So, motivation and discipline, I just can't say it enough, that if you can practice those two, you know, principles, you're going to be leaps and bounds ahead. So, you know, when you're at work, keep moving, stay off the phone, eliminate the distractions, be the best you can be. When you're at home, you know, don't immediately go and sit down on the couch and just that be the end of it. You have to stay motivated and disciplined, and they dovetail one with the other. And if you do that, you're going to be so much happier and healthier, and you're going to be leaps and bounds ahead of your peers. So, like I always say, you know, I hope you're taking care of yourself. If not, you need to start right now. I appreciate you watching. I'd appreciate if you comment, give me some feedback. If you like, if you've subscribed, that would be great as well. Show your friends this, show your family, tell them the life path you're on, because they'll support you in it too. And if you surround yourself with people that are aware of what you're doing, it's only going to help you, you know, and it might help them as well. The other thing I probably haven't mentioned to this point is feel free to email me. You can get me, my email is Bordinsbrain, just like my channel name, at gmail.com. I am more than happy to give you personalized advice, to listen to any situations that you might have. I would love to help you. I'm not doing this to get rich or be an influencer. I'm not monetized. I just get a lot of joy out of this and helping others. So let me help you. You know, I might have been through a situation you're going through, and I probably learned the hard way, but maybe I can help you and give you a couple tips to just make things a little easier on you. So as always, I hope this helps. The next part 5, we're going to go over mental health and diet. So I'll probably have that out next Wednesday for you, and we'll just keep on this journey. And again, I hope this helps, and take care of yourself, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.